Welcome in everyone, this is Sean with MTG 808 Jr. and today we are going to be running through a standard pauper event on MTG Arena, and we are going to be playing this Esper control list. Now, I've only played one match with this list so far. I used it as the end boss match in today's Youth Standard Pauper tournament, and I had an abnormally good matchup, but so I won against Boros Auras, but the reasoning behind this deck is that I wanted to play a control deck that had a 2-mana removal spell that was good against aggro, but that also killed persistent petitioners, and Summary Judgment fits the bill. And Essence Scatter also trades even with persistent petitioners. So both these cards are fine against aggro, fine against the average standard pauper deck, but also Persistent Petitioners is by far the most common matchup that we've been playing in the queues, and Persistent Petitioners is strangely very good against our other builds of control, so I wanted to try this out. I am splashing for Ill-Gotten Inheritance as the win condition here, just because I could play some turtles at the top end and then just use them to win, but and still blank my opponent's removal. But I kind of like Ill-Gotten Inheritance. You can play it early. It gains you life to get you out of burn range against red, and there's just something that appeals to my inner nerd that wants to play a deck with no creatures in a format where almost every deck is playing creature removal. So the rest of the deck, we've got Essence Scatter, Cancel, Devious Cover-Up as counterspells. Devious Cover-Up is an inexpensive counterspell, but it does help ensure that we just never run out of win conditions, and never run out of gas. So, of course, the first Devious Cover-Up shuffles in all our best spells from our graveyard, and then the second Devious Cover-Up will shuffle in the first one, and then that just makes sure that we never deck out and we never run out of ways to kill our opponent. We are playing Capture Sphere and Law Mage's Binding. Law Mage's Binding is laughably bad against Persistent Petitioners, but just very good in the rest of the format, whereas Captured Sphere, it costs one more, and it's very similar to Law Mage's Binding, but it does stop Persistent Petitioners from untapping, so that's why we're playing the split on that. Sphinx's Insight is extremely good in this archetype, just having an instant speed card draw spell. Since we're playing so many counter spells and flash removal spells, we just want to leave our mana up all the time, and being able to use our mana to draw cards when our opponent doesn't cast anything is really good. So Sphinx's Insight is a great addition. And then we're just playing some Righteous Blow to make sure we don't get run over by the super low to the ground decks, and then a Gideon's Reproach just to kind of round off our removal suite. So we'll see how this does. It is possible that maybe the deck wants like some number of ops or anticipates, but I'm not sure what I would cut. Maybe Prying Eyes. Maybe Anticipate is better than Prying Eyes, but I do like that Prying Eyes as card advantage. I'll try out a split and see which one is better when I draw it. Okay, so when I draw one of them, I need to ask myself, do I wish that this was the other card? Okay, so we're choosing our deck. Pauper, Esper Control. Alright. This is the first time that I've built a 3-color deck in Standard Pauper, so maybe it's just not worth it to splash Ill-Gotten Inheritance, but I just really like that card. It's probably better to just play Turtles as our top end, but I think having a slightly cheaper win condition, especially in a deck where okay, I like this. I'm glad this Anticipate is an Anticipate and not a Prying Eyes. So in a deck where you rely so much on counterspells, I think having a slightly cheaper win condition is relevant, but playing that win condition means we're also playing a bunch of lands that come into play tapped, so we'll see if it ends up being worth it. Okay, so we are probably going to need to get our planes off of this Evolving Wilds, which means that we don't currently have a black source if we do draw Ill-Gotten Inheritance, but I like the rest of our hand here. Ooh, blue-green. I have not seen blue-green. Oh, I'm just going to play the Guildgate. Playing the Wilds would thin our deck of a land, which is appealing at this point because I think we have enough lands for this first part of the game. But Guildgate here allows us to cast Summary Judgment on 2 if we need to, and also Ill-Gotten Inheritance on 4 if we draw into it. Okay, we're just gonna play this and then anticipate if they don't do anything that makes us want a Summary Judgment. They'd have to play a haste creature to make us want to, or to give us an opening to cast Summary Judgment. So we're probably just gonna play Anticipate. I am very curious what this blue-green deck looks like. I've tried to brew up a couple of blue-green decks, and just trying to find the balance between like ramp spells and big fat dudes was really difficult for me. But it seems like yeah, it seems like they're ramping, which is basically all that the Simic deck wants to do. Okay, do we have Find an Essence Scatter? Okay, I'll take Cancel. He's going to have 5 mana next turn. Oh, perfect. We drew Essence Scatter. So now I can just play this Evolving Wilds and leave up Essence Scatter. Yeah, this ramp matchup seems really good for our, like, what? We have, like, 11 counterspells in our deck. 3 of them are in our hand. Okay. I don't think this card is very good if he's only playing it in a 2-color deck. It doesn't make extra mana, it only fixes your color of mana. Sure, I am going to let this resolve. I'd rather use my Summary Judgment on it than my Essence Scatter. And next turn I can play Azorius Locket and leave up 2 mana for either Essence Scatter or Summary Judgment. And of note, I think that Summary Judgment, one of the reasons... Oh, shoot. I am talking too much. Okay, well, I guess we don't get to play our Locket this turn. But what I was saying is that one of the reasons that Summary Judgment is better than Gideon's Reproach in this deck is because if you're holding up your counterspell, but they attack you and you want to use your Gideon's Reproach, you might have to tap down to the point where you can no longer cast your counterspell. And you have to use Gideon's Reproach while the creature is in combat, which is a little awkward if you're holding up a counterspell. Okay. At this point, I think that we just want to cancel this. That might have been wrong. Okay, yes. Yes, we would like to... Let's go get a Plains. But Summary Judgment you can end up casting at the end of their turn to hit the creature. And, you know, you can hold up your counterspell mana. Ooh, that was a good draw. You can hold up your counterspell mana while not dying. Okay. Flash, you got it. No land. Yeah, this Urban Utopia seems bad. Yeah, so here, like, if we only had Righteous Blow in our hand, then we would have to cast it here or lose our window, and then that means we aren't holding up Essence Scatter anymore. But now we can Summary Judgment the Sage's Rose Savant, and we had gotten to hold up our counterspell, so... Oh, nice. Blink of an Eye is actually really good against our deck because we have so much enchantment-based removal. Okay. I like drawing that land. So now we get to Righteous Blow the Rejuvenator. And we could Yeah, I don't think I want to counter the Sage's Row Savant, because I would rather just Sphinx's Insight here. Yeah, that resolves. When you're playing with control decks, you really want to make sure that you're using your life total as a resource. Like, we're at 13, which, you know, isn't 20, but it's a lot higher than 1, and 1 is the most important number here when it comes to... Oh man, this is just so great. Okay. We get to develop our mana a little bit here. Leave up Devious Cover-Up. Cancel, cancel. Let's see, if we cast Devious Cover-Up, we would probably shuffle in 4 spells. Yeah. If he does nothing on his turn, then we would probably land the Law Mage's Binding on the Savant. But we'll have to see. Shorekeeper. That's awkward. Because if we counter this, then he... Yeah. That was awkward. Because if we countered it, then he might just have a huge dude. I guess we should have countered it and then forced him to have the huge dude and then use Law Mage's Binding only in that situation where we absolutely needed to. Yeah, it probably would have been better to counter it. These control decks, lots of decision points that you need to weigh options of. But I also just need to get better at talking through my decisions while also making good decisions. Okay, so now we can pop a Locket and cast Essence Scatter. We are getting a little low on life for comfort, but we do have 4 draws here. Blink of an eye. I think I just want to counter this. Don't give him the card draw. Yeah. And then anticipate, Sphinxes, cancel, cancel. Alright, let's... yeah, let's just get an island. Like, the deck is kind of blue hungry. Let's go ahead and draw. And... yeah. If he doesn't play anything that we want to counter, then we can capture Sphere of the Sage's Row Savant. Yeah, and at this point in the game, like, our average draw is just so much better than his. Ooh. Nice. Okay, well, there's our Law Mage's Binding. 2 here. Yeah, you got it. Now we just get to draw way more cards. There's our win condition. Let's see if he just scoops to this. I'm going to play the island because I'm going to pop the locket if he doesn't do anything. Sorry, trying to mute this conversation here. There we go. Alright. My turn. Yeah, we're gonna pop this. And the win condition commences. Yeah, I might as well play this because we can't cancel an essence scatter anyway, so might as well develop our board. You have an opt, sir. Alright. No reason to just draw cards, because we're going to have to discard. Although finding another ill-gotten inheritance would speed up our clock. But I feel like the only way we lose this game is if we, like, foolishly tap out when we don't need to. So we might as well just cast our card draw at the end of his turn. Okay, let's discard 1. 2. Nice. Okay. So maybe he's just like trying to set up for one big turn where he casts like multiple. Oh yeah. Good thing we don't have any creatures in our deck. You got it. Zapia. Zapia. The death of 1,000 cuts. Let's see if we can find more ill-gotten inheritances to just speed up this clock. Ooh. Ooh, that's spicy. Okay. Gotta discard a card. Props to our opponent for not scooping. Okay, let's Essence Scatter. Okay, I think we can pop these now. Alright, got the concession. Skymarge Aspirant. Alright, let's get up to 5 wins here. Okay. If our opponent is an aggro deck, this hand is kind of slow. But I am on the play, so I'm gonna keep. Okay, blue-white aggro. Alright, I'm just gonna develop my mana here. I don't have a 4th land drop, so I wanna... And I don't have double blue, so next turn I'll have cancel online. Ooh. That is really good against us. Now we have to, like, trade our good cards for their crappy tutus. Awkward. So, I guess I just keep developing my mana. And then cast Summary Judgment on the Conquistador. You have an opt. Yep. Okay, let's draw a Black Source deck. Okay, I'll take it. Whew. Man, if only I had the Law Mage's Binding or Captured Sphere there. I'll just snag my 2-for-1. But I think we need to cancel that, because that just makes the clock too fast. Yeah, brings it up to 6. And Lifelink is kind of relevant against us, because Ill-Gotten Inheritance is such a slow clock. Okay, not much for us to do but say go here. Like, I guess we could cast Sphinx's Insight, but then if we brick on a land, then we're pretty far behind. Casting Prying Eyes isn't too much better here. I'm gonna just cast the Insight. We'll gain 2 life. Okay. Really would like a black source. Ooh, Healer's Hawk. Okay, you have a Healer's Hawk. And I think I want to cancel this. Yep. Okay, I'm just gonna cast Prying Eyes here. Oh, does he have Spell Pierce? That freaked me out for a second. Alright, I think I need to pitch one of these. And then this, I guess. Yeah. There are 10 black sources in the deck, so we're 1 in 4 to draw a black source. But we are kind of falling behind here. He does get to resolve something. Let's see if we Prying Eyes. Wow. Maybe his hand is... Ah, okay, there's our black source. Nice. And I don't think I want to play the Locket, because I'm probably going to want to Law Mage's Binding and Devious Cover-Up. Yeah, his hand is probably all removal. Virtual Card Advantage. Dive down, huh? Yeah, I'm at a low enough life that I think I just want to... Okay, we want Sphinx, we want Ill-Gotten, we want Prying Eyes, and I guess Summary Judgment. Wow. Okay, so we're going to 9 here. We are going to get this Ill-Gotten Inheritance into play. But we are getting concerningly low. Yeah. Okay. So we're going to 5 here, and then we go back up to 6 from Ill-Gotten. Maybe he's got pump spells and he's thinking about using them. That's not the worst. But So we're going to go to 2 here. And then we'll get to... Well, hopefully he doesn't have a pump spell. He did think during his combat step last turn, so he might have a pump spell. Okay, we need to draw some interaction. Come on, deck. Perfect. Okay, I'm feeling pretty good about this now. Okay, so I think we can wait on Summary Judgment since we have these Essence Scatters in our hand. Third dive down? You gotta have something in your hand since you've just been... Okay. Fourth dive down? Nope. Okay. Let's see. I think I want to just... might as well play the lock-in here. If he draws a pump spell, then he gets us. But I think this is his last window. Or maybe not. Man, we slugged through those Legion Conquistadors. Okay. Let's thin the deck out. Removal spell? That's nice. Okay, feeling good here. Feeling good in the neighborhood. All right. Finally get to gain some traction off of these ill-gotten gains. 4. Okay, so we'll have Devious Cover-Up up. And there is our black sources. Let's see, we would shuffle in Devious Cover-Up, Insight, and then I think just the lockets. Ooh. Can't go doing that. Alright. Devious Cover-Up, Insight, let's say Summary Judgment, and Locket. Alright, well, these games certainly are interesting. Card draw spell? Okay, I'll take a cancel. Oh, he forgot to attack last turn. Yeah, maybe I should have let that resolve. Like, that just means that he starts breaking even on the ill-gotten inheritances, which I think is fine. Okay. Let's see, we have drawn 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 lands. So... Ooh, very nice. So we've drawn 14 lands. 15, 16 once we shuffle. So that means that there are 7 lands left in our deck. I like that. I like that a lot. Definitely countering this. Yeah, our deck has way more spells left in it thanks to Devious Cover-Up. Okay, so we have 6 lands left in our deck, which means we have a 4 in 5 chance of drawing a non-land. Okay, that's fine. We're still at parity here. Card draw spell. Okay. So now there are 10, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. So there's only 4 lands left in our deck. Okay, that's not good. We do have a bunch of turns left, though, to find something, and if we need to, we can pop our ill-gotten inheritances. Come on, there's so much card draw in our deck. Jeez, 3 in a row. There is 3 lands left in our deck. 10, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. No, there's 4 lands left in our deck. Okay, 4 lands in a row here. This is getting a little ridiculous. Come on, deck. We have so many good draws here. Okay. Whew. Alright, back in the driver's seat. Props to my opponent for sticking this out. Fun, interactive games of Magic. Just the swings. Card draw spell. Okay. Nice. That means there's 2 lands left in our 21 land deck, so... Or 2 lands left in our 21 card deck. Okay. Card draw. Devious cover up. Insight. Alright, all the card draw. Who needs win conditions? I certainly don't. Candlelight Vigil. So, let's see. Azorius Locket. Locket. Devious Cover Up Locket. Nice. Yeah. We're gonna Binding the Hawk here. Yeah, it would probably just be a lot faster if we had, like, a turtle or two in our deck. But this is way more fun. And by more fun, I mean in a very sick, twisted way. It is more fun for me. Pew! Let's see. Okay, now that he's not lifelinking, we might actually kill him before he decks out. Wow. I feel like at this point, the opponent should just scoop. I guess we have 7 more turns. Well, technically he's at 12, because we can just pop 2 of these inheritances. Are they just timing out? They're just spiting me here? Okay. I accept that I somewhat deserve that. No? Okay, they're still here. Sweet. Alright. We have the same life total. So let's see, in 2 turns, I can just pop all the ill-gotten inheritances. Alright, props to you, opponent. Oh, and I can even pop all 3 of them in the same turn. I think I just want to pop 1 now, though. This puts them to 10, and this way I get to hold up cancel. Just in case they've been slow rolling that life gain spell. Good game. Is that bad manners to say good game in this situation? That might be bad manners. Okay. There we go. Alright. only took infinite, but we had some close calls there. Pulled out of it. It's those moments of unsurety that we live for, living life on the edge. Okay, this is fine. Okay. White aggro. Looks like we got a pretty slow hand here. But if we make our next 3 land drops here, ooh, red-white aggro. If we make our next 3 land drops here, I think we'll be okay. No 2-drop. That's nice. I would love to get a swamp here, but that would be the greediest. Okay, so this is one of those situations where I wish Prying Eyes were whatchamacallit, anticipate. Although we did have a really nice Prying Eyes last game. Oh, nice. Now we don't have to discard even if we whiff on our land drop. Land? That's not a land. Ah, yeah. Okay, so he's down to 3 cards. We're a little mono screwed, but we're hanging in there. Alright, we'll take it. You got it. Come to me, swamp. There we go. And we're just going to develop our mana here. I feel like his hand is probably a whole bunch of shocks and Sheevan Fires. Land. Maybe we should have cast Sphinx's Insight and then seen if we draw a tap land. Keldon Overseer. Okay. We will Law Mage's Binding that. There's the land. Okay. Maybe we need more cheap stuff in the deck. Like maybe another Gideon's Reproach or Righteous Blow or something like that. I am going to cover that up. Shuffle these two in. Okay. Alright. If he doesn't do anything counterable, then we'll Prying Eyes. If he does, then we'll counter it, and then Law Mage is binding one of his 1-drops. Oh man, is he gonna like run amok us? Alright, let us discard. Let's get rid of the cancel and the Law Mage's binding. And I feel like we're in pretty good shape here now. Yeah, let's just gain 2. So now we get to Righteous Blow. And then either Essence Scatter or Anticipate. Seems like he has a pump spell here if he's thinking this long. Okay. Maybe he has like a bunch of Luminous Bonds in his hand or something. There it is. Okay. Playing very conservatively here. Leaving up the double scatter instead of playing the locket to hold up 1 scatter. Okay. Yeah, let's just go ahead and binding this. Alright. They did not want to finish the game out. I mean, I'm completely happy to sit here and play Dirtle Magic. That's why we're playing the deck. Probably doesn't make for the most engaging television, unless you have a sick mind like me and just love watching your opponent have no hope. Goo 5th. Yeah, this hand is fine. Early removal. Plenty of lands. Unfortunately, Summary Judgment does not answer Llanowar Elves. At least not before it makes mana. Ooh. Red-green. Red-green is in a very interesting place right now. At least for Standard Pauper-wise. Like, none of the red-green gold cards seemed very good. Okay. We're getting a little flooded here. But we do have lots of card draw in the deck, so won't worry too much. Okay, I don't want him to have a pump spell here, so I'm going to wait on the Summary Judgment until he taps out. Okay. Wow, he's just spending his turn pumping. I think I'm okay if he spends his turn pumping again. Now that I drew the Anticipate, and I can actually progress my board. Okay, we want to shuffle first. And then this. Okay. I feel like we're in some trouble. I think we drew too many lands here in the early game. Okay. Ooh, putting me to 3. That's a good card. I think I want to capture Sphere here first, though. So I guess I could have captured Sphere like earlier. There was at least one turn where I didn't use my mana and I had captured Sphere in my hand. But like, if I had capture sphered it, then he would have just played more threats instead of using his mana to pump. So I'd rather he spend his turn to, yeah, like he has more threats in his hand. I'd rather he spend his turn to deal 2 more damage than playing more dudes. 5, okay, I can do both. We do not want to tap both of our white though. Okay. Yeah, I feel like this deck should probably just be playing some turtles instead of Ill-Gotten Inheritance. Oh, shoot. Are we gonna die because of that? Looks like we're gonna die because of that. Ugh. That feels bad. Here's the Skewer the Critics. Yeah. Oh, gosh. Well, that's what we get for trying to talk. Alright. Well, that one's on us. That one is definitely on us. I feel like it says pass to attackers. That makes me, because in Magic Online there's the main phase and then you enter your combat step, and so like you want to be tapping things during their beginning of combat step. And so when it says pass to attackers, I just think, okay, I'm passing to their beginning of combat step, and then I'm going to get priority again, and then I don't. But, oh, this is the Petitioner deck. Okay. Well, our hand is pretty good against the Petitioner deck. Although they are playing the 158 card version, so we might just run out of action, but we'll see. Oh, he's attacking. Yes, we get to use our Gideon's Reproach. Whew. That felt so clutch. Okay, just doesn't want to play. I feel like that 100-something card version of the deck is probably better against us than the 60 card version, because their threat density is just so high. Like, we can reasonably keep them off of having 4 guys, but I guess he was mono screwed too. Okay. A little bit of a slow hand here, but we will take it. Bunch of early interaction. No Knightly Valor there makes me happy. Yeah, so as I was saying, when I punted against that red-green deck, I'm pretty sure if we just play straight blue-white and have a bunch of turtles as our win conditions, we would be absolutely fine. Oh, Summary Judgment, you're so much better than Gideon's Reproach. Yay, we drew our land. Not going to cast it yet, just because I want to hold up the counter spells. When we draw one more, then we can play the Locket. And then still hold up Essence Scatter. Actually, yeah, let's just counter that. I was gonna say, like, we could let it resolve and then cast Righteous Blow on it, but then that, like, turns on all of his pump spells as good cards against us when we just have so many counter spells in our hand. Alright, making land drops here, playing Lockets, holding up counters. Okay, opponent did not want to play anymore. I'm guessing they had a second color or something, because if they were white aggro and they had 3 planes, I feel like they should have been casting more stuff. Okay, so we got kind of lucky. Our last 2 opponents just kind of scooped to us. I feel like we were going to win that red-green matchup, or at least we had a good shot at winning that red-green matchup, because we had, like, what did we have in our hand? We had, like, Law Mage's Binding, Capture Sphere, and something else when that happened. So, alright, hopefully we have a Ixalan Dual Land in here as the rare. Big money. Nope, just straight garbage. Okay. Well, yeah. Like, the life gain from Ill-Gotten Inheritance was nice, but I don't think it's necessary. Like, the incidental life gain from Sphinx's Insight was fine. So I think we would just be better off cutting the Ill-Gotten Inheritance and playing like 2 turtles, maybe 3 turtles. And then even if they somehow died to Death Touch guys or whatever, then we would why am I looking at this? Then we would just be able to get them back with Devious Cover-Ups. In terms of Anticipate versus Prying Eyes, I kind of liked having both. So let's see. If we just cut this, cut all of this garbage, and then lands, not this. Just play 4 Guild Gates. Let's see which Guild Gate art looks cooler. I like this one. 4 Guild Gates, more lands, 23 lands, and then let's see, we want 1 more Prying Eyes, and then at least, do we want 4 Anticipates? 3 Anticipates seems good. Oh, we wanted Turtle in here too. No, what is it called? Snapper. There it is. Okay. So let's see. 2 Cold Water Snappers. And then we can probably cut 1 Anticipate. Yeah, this is probably just way better, honestly. Trying to get fancy with the Ill-Gotten Inheritance. Like, Hexproof accomplishes against... Let's see, what does Hexproof? Hexproof turns on their pump spells, but their pump spells are already turned on because we're playing damage-based removal. Hexproof turns on Death Touch guys. Hexproof turns on Undercity's Embrace. But I feel like 9 times out of 10, Cold Water Snapper is going to get the job done fine. Like, I guess Ill-Gotten Inheritance allowed us to, not die to Healer's Hawk a couple times where Cold Water Snapper wouldn't. But I feel like that's a pretty niche scenario. Yeah, I think I like this. Maybe we could even go down to 22 lands and play another Anticipate. Maybe just playing 4 Anticipates is just better. Like, the card advantage from Prying Eyes was nice, but we have card advantage here. How about maybe Anticipate? Do I want to burn a wild card on it? I am starting to run low on common wild cards, so let's do Anticipate and then 1 Secrets. I know that Secrets is not an instant, which does not play nicely with our counter spells, but I feel like it's either Secrets or Opt, and I think we want, since we cut the Prying Eyes, I think we want more hard card draw. Yeah. Okay, so I guess this is what I would recommend if you want to play a control deck that does good or does well against Persistent Petitioners. Yeah, Summary Judgment proved to be a very, very good removal spell, so I think it's worth it. And then Sphinx's Insight, the gain 2 life was pretty relevant, and the Devious Cover-Up game plan to just lock up the game seemed fine. Alright, thanks for stopping by. As always, if you want to support what we do, please check out our Patreon page, MTG808 Jr. on Patreon. We are dedicated to cultivating a healthy youth Magic scene here on Oahu by networking with school clubs, local game stores, and local community members. And we're 100% donor funded, 100% volunteer funded. So yeah, if you would like to support what we do, support awesome Standard Pauper content on the web, please consider becoming a patron. Thanks for stopping by. Let us know what you think. Would love to hear from you. Peace.